to see you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about our supply chain management and how we're going to deal with that.
So yeah, there's definitely a few different methods that we could choose, insourcing and outsourcing. So there's some advantages of insourcing products. First of all, I mean, we're making them in-house, so we have all liability, we have all the control over everything. We're also taking away transportation costs and having to deal with negotiating with other companies as well. The labor is also, we don't have to hire any salesmen or negotiators to deal with other vendors, which is a huge positive for us as well. So yeah, those are the main advantages for us if we're to insource our products.
All right, well, that sounds great. Thank you. What do you think about outsourcing, Garrett?
Well, first and foremost, we can save money by outsourcing to our suppliers that make t-shirts for multiple companies, which will allow us to have a higher economies of scale. Also, our products will be higher quality if we outsource, because if we outsource to a more experienced t-shirt making company, they'll obviously produce more efficient t-shirts than we could. Outsourcing our t-shirts making process would also allow us to focus our attention on other aspects like branding and developing new designs for our t-shirts. Another advantage of outsourcing is that we can have a greater capacity of t-shirts, which will help us increase our sales.
Well, that's great, gentlemen. I believe both make compelling arguments. However, our company is still relatively small in comparison to our competitors. Although our company is growing, we still do not have the capital backing and steady cash flow to buy expensive equipment that will take months to pay off and open up the possibility of bankruptcy if our growth goes down. I also feel that if our business continues to grow, as it has in the last 6 months, we will be able to order enough t-shirts in bulk to get discounts on our future orders from our suppliers. In the long-term plan, having our own equipment for assembling t-shirts would be the best option, but right now we are looking at too much overhead risk in the early stages of our business. Short-term, outsourcing is a safer and cheaper option than insourcing. All right, sounds great, gentlemen. Let's break for lunch real quick. All right, so we picked outsourcing. Now, can you give me some idea on what are some of the qualities in a supplier that we can choose?
Yeah, so definitely. It's a very important factor. First of all, is timeliness of delivery. The right supplier is one that will make sure all the shipments get to us on time. We look at their supply chain management system to figure out if they're capable enough to provide us with what we need and when we need it. When we evaluate the risk of the suppliers, the supply risk is very important to consider. This describes a chance that something might go wrong in the delivery system that would cause us not to receive products on time, and so we also have to look at how they're transporting goods. Whether it's by plane, trains, trucks, etc. That can drive up the probability and cause us to lose rapport with our customers because of a problem that wasn't even ours to begin with. Not only that, but are their workers good at what they do? And if they're in a union, what's the probability of a strike? Things like this all affect timeliness, and that's a very important factor when deciding to pick a supplier.
Along with that, what you just said, Bailey, we are a very sustainable company and we have sustainable practices. So we need to find a supplier that also has the same values as we do, such as no child labor or no illegal dumping of waste. We also need to find a supplier in the business sense that is sustainable, which means we need to make sure that the supplier is going to be in business within the next years. A good thing to do for this is to check the supplier's books and make sure that they won't default in the next year or the following years.
All right, that's very interesting. What other factors do you have for me?
Yeah, definitely. There are many costs that go along with this decision as well. It's another huge factor. The cost of the materials, obviously, we have to worry about. If it's too high, I mean, we don't make enough money. That's a huge problem. Also, transportation and inventory costs can be extremely expensive depending on the logistics systems they use and size of storage and warehouses that they store their products in.
Don't forget, we also need a supplier that has quality products and has quality machines too.
All right, guys. Thanks for the input. It was great. The meeting went well. Keep in touch with me as far as a list of suppliers that you guys are going to generate, and I really appreciate the time. And thanks a lot.